There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and in this video, I wanted to talk about the pros and the cons of accounting. And this video was proposed to me. It was, some people wanted to know what my ideas or what my thoughts were about the profession, because in case you don't know, I am an accountant, and I always like to start with the negatives, like that's the kind of person that I am. Whenever somebody says, hey, would you want to hear the good news or the bad news? I'm like, bad news me first. Don't tell me the good news and then hit me with the bad news, because, then I'm going to be in a bad mood. But you give me good news, give me the good news. You understand what I'm saying, right? All right, so I want to just start with the bad news. And the bad news is, or the pros or the cons of accounting are, I couldn't really think of any. I understand that people have these misconceptions of accounting or about the profession, but when we're looking at the profession as a whole, I can't really think of a negative about the entire profession. Now, if we wanted to break it down and say, well, this role, like if you're talking about tax, yeah, okay. If you don't like the crunch numbers, then I can see why you don't like tax. But tax doesn't encompass the entire accounting career. So if you don't like tax, don't do tax, right? If you don't like audit, don't do audit. If you don't like bookkeeping, don't do bookkeeping. If you don't like assurance services, don't do assurance services. There are still so many more things you can do with accounting. It's really it's hard to really say that there's a negative in the profession because it's so flexible. And so now it's kind of really a moot point for me to talk about the negatives, because I am clearly an advocate for the accounting career field. All right. So let's talk about the pros, right? So you want to make a lot of money? It's possible here. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can make millions of dollars. The highest paid CPA that I know of on record is actually the owner of Nike, and he's worth, I think, twice, 3, 4 times more than Michael Jordan, maybe more than that. I think it was 25 billion. I think I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's okay. I can be wrong. Very rarely. I'm an accountant. We don't really be wrong like that. But the owner of Nike is a billionaire many times over, and he is a certified public accountant. So accounting can also just help you in your current business practices, right? You understand gains and losses. You understand a lot of different things about tax and other types of things. Now, one of the best parts to me about accounting is I'm not locked in to a particular thing. Like, say if you're a teacher, right? You teach, even whether or not it's online, whether or not it's in person, whether or not it's college, whether or not it's elementary school, you're still primarily a teacher. And, of course, the styles might be different because you're trying to appeal to a different audience. But with accounting, audit and tax are nothing alike. Assurance services and bookkeeping are nothing alike. Being a CFO, it's nothing like being a staff accountant. It's nothing like that. So it's so flexible. Even just consulting. They pay consultants well, where you just come in and look at something and say, you know what, I think you should do it this way. You should structure it this way, because people don't know simple things that in accounting. Like regular people see these things every day and they don't even know what they're looking at. When people go into a grocery store and they see the milk, they don't know anything about LIFO and FIFO, first in, first out, last in, first out. They don't understand that. They just know the milk is stacked a certain way with the newest stuff is in the back, which means that's FIFO, first in, first out, right? But all of these things that we just see, and it's nothing to us, it will help your business if you understand those things, or they'll pay you to come in and set those systems up because they don't really know. They just know they trying to do a business, right? So you can make money in so many different types of ways. I knew accounting was for me when I went to I went and told one of my friends. I was like, yo, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to school for accounting. I hadn't even started my first class. I think I was in economics class, but I was in macroeconomics. But I had no idea even really what I was saying. Like me, I knew I was saying that I want to go to school for accounting. I thought it might have been a good idea because people kept telling me that I would have been I would have been perfect for accounting. But I didn't really know what it was. So I tell somebody, one of my friends, yo, I think I'm gonna go to school for accounting because I didn't know anything about college at all. And they said, for real? How much you'll charge me to do my taxes? And I was like, what? I don't want to be a tax accountant. But at least I knew that as soon as I said that I wanted to do something, I already had business and I didn't even want that business. You know what I'm saying? That's a good problem to have. Okay. So as I'm learning about accounting and I start learning about all the benefits, being able to get a great career, you can be a high paid employee or you can be a high paid entrepreneur. You can start your own accounting firm. As a matter of fact, most people don't realize that you can start an accounting firm or you can start an accounting, not firm, but business without actually being an accountant. When you see that old lady or that little lady in your town or the guy in your town who does taxes and he's just a tax preparer. He's not an accountant, not a CPA. He's never gone to school for accounting. He just does taxes. Hey, who you doing? Who you got doing your taxes? I can do them. Bring them to me. Those people who be on Facebook and posting and texting people, hey man, who doing your taxes this year? Let me do them. Those people, they got their tax preparer ID number and stuff like that from the IRS or whoever they get it from. And those people are doing taxes and they may make 80,000 in a 4-month time frame or a 3-month time frame or whenever tax season is. And they don't actually, they're not actually accountants. They're just tax preparers, but they're doing an accounting role. So imagine the money that you can make if you're an accountant, a real accountant, and you're doing taxes. You can make crazy money. I know guys who have made 200,000 during tax season, and it's possible. CFOs, there are CFOs who can make 650,000 and up being a CFO of a decent sized company with a certified a chief financial officer. So you could be a CFO. I think the CFO of Google made 70 million one year. Is a lady, I can't remember her name. Well, her package was worth 70 million, and so LeBron James also made 70 million that same year, but he was LeBron James, right? So the world of accounting is broad. You can travel abroad. You don't have to be stuck in a room crunching numbers in the back. You can do international accounting. You can fly to every country in the world and be paid to go and travel the world and get paid to go into businesses and sit down with their CFOs and their CEOs so you can look through their records and make sure that they're abiding by the rules and regulations. It's so many things that you can do with accounting. It's crazy. I don't see why anybody could see a negative in the world of accounting. I know I don't. You can make a good salary. It can be at home, or it can be in the office, or it can be in a plane, or it can be in a boardroom. There are so many opportunities. Also, think about this: respect. This is not talked about enough, but certain positions just carry a certain amount of respect. I was in the military. And the military is usually, people say, "Oh man, thank you for serving the country." All of that kind of stuff. That's great because military people do sacrifice a lot of their lives. The time, energy, safety, family, everything. It's a lot of sacrifices that the military makes. And so when I was first in, I did feel like a sense of pride when my mom said, "Oh, my son here in the military." And I was like, "Yo, this," and people's like, "Oh, that's nice. That's cool." But my sister was a lawyer, and she was also in the military, but she was a lawyer, right? I was an avionics technician, and then I cross-trained and went healthcare management, but I was basically medical records, but my sister was a lawyer, right? And so here I am, we both military, but she's a lawyer and I'm medical records. It's not the same type of respect. But once I became an accountant, and I didn't even think about it, right? But I think it was my sister or either my mom. It was my sister. My sister was talking to someone, and she tells them, yeah, they were like, man, your mom did good, you're a lawyer. And she was like, oh yeah, and my brother's an accountant. And they were like, oh wow, a lawyer and an accountant? Man, your mama killed it. And I was thinking like, yo, this is the first time that I was ever raised to a certain level of respect in a conversation versus, oh yeah, he in the military, like, but this is the first time that I was like, oh snap, like, like, this is, like, I'm really a professional now. Like, I know it sounds crazy because I was always kind of, but just to be able to, like, that profession. Like, even when I go to, like, say I go to my son's school and they're like, oh, his dad's an accountant, it's like, dang, this is good. Like they respect this. I mean, it's a lot of pros when it comes to accounting. Anyway, right now you watching Casino Is the Name, man. If you find any value in this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe. What's going on? Right now you watching Casino Is the Name, and if you want to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot Volume 1 on your trucking authority. The link is going to be in the description. It'll pretty much tell you everything from after taxes to different types of trailers and all sorts of things. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. Link will be in the description. Go get it. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just counted up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really tried. Say you want to be successful. Well, what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I called the Busted Basic Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.